Hey guys, Alex here. Now, I've been using this ROG Flow Z13 for about a month now, and the reason that I say that this completely changed the game is it has completely redefined what a machine with an integrated graphics card can do. It is absolutely amazing the performance that we get out of this tablet, considering it has an APU and not a dedicated GPU. I actually took this traveling with me last month. I went to BC and I was able to take this with me, and it has been an absolute treat. I was able to do some gaming as well as do all of my productivity work on the go, and I love being able to take everything I need with me. It's just been an absolute treat having this device for the last month. Now, when it comes to the keyboard, I've been using this again for a month, and I gotta say, it is just a simple folio keyboard, but the keys are pretty big and it's very solid. I haven't had any issues using it. I also really like how there's this space for your palms to rest on it. It's nice and soft textured, and there's just the perfect amount of space for your palms, and it makes using this keyboard and device very comfortable. Now, when it comes to the trackpad, it is a decent size, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's not that it's a bad trackpad. It works fine, but I think I've just been using the MacBook for so long, and the trackpads on there are absolutely amazing. You just can't compete with them. It's not a bad trackpad by any means, and I have gotten around needing to use it by just using a mouse, which has made my life a lot easier. Overall, the design and feeling of this device is very premium. It's definitely using some really nice materials. It's got some great design. The keyboard has this felt feeling on it on the back, and it just feels like a very premium device. We also have Windows Hello on here, so as soon as you open it up, it'll recognize your face and log you in to your device right away so you can start doing whatever it is that you do. Now, for the display, this is a 13.4 inch 2560 by 1600 resolution display, and it has a 180 Hz 3 millisecond response display, which is absolutely great because this is catered towards gaming and you want the fastest refresh rate possible. Now, it is an IPS display, not an OLED, so you're not gonna get the best color contrast like you would with an OLED. You're not having those super deep blacks and just wonderful color contrast. And it's not by any means a bad viewing experience. I use this to watch movies, Netflix shows, YouTube videos. It's not like this is completely unwatchable, just obviously not as good as an OLED panel. Now, when it comes to performance, I have had a really great experience with the Flow. So I have used it like a standalone laptop. I took it with me on vacation, and I pretty much used it like this for an entire week. And doing everyday tasks, just browsing the web, watching videos, having a whole bunch of tabs open in Chrome, this has performed really well. You can see I have a whole bunch of tabs open, and I can kind of just go through all of them and they load up just fine. And as much as this might seem like not a big deal, I have had a lot of machines in the past, especially laptops, where just opening up a bunch of tabs in Chrome would have the machine going absolutely crazy. The fans would be blowing super loud and it would be getting really hot just doing the most basic tasks. So the fact that this is able to handle a whole bunch of tabs, a whole bunch of windows open, videos playing, music playing just fine, and not make a whole bunch of noise and not heat up is definitely a really good feeling. Now, when it comes to gaming, I am not as big of a gamer as I once was, but I have been dabbling in a little bit of classic WoW lately, and I have this set to maximum graphics. So you can see right here, everything is set to ultra and high as much as it can possibly go. This is cranked all the way to 10. And you can see I'm getting about 170 FPS on here, which is definitely pretty good. We're hitting about 200, so between 130 and around 200 FPS. And this is unplugged, it's just on battery life, so it's definitely performing really well. But this is running in performance mode right now. If you want to set this into turbo and get the best performance possible, you do want to plug it into the power adapter that you get with the laptop. And you can see as soon as I plug it in, it says plugged in, it goes into turbo mode, and we're getting almost 300 FPS. So we're getting much better performance now. We're not relying on battery, and it's going to give you the maximum performance out of this machine. Now, this is going to, of course, kick in the fans, so it's going to get a little bit louder. I usually just have my monitor plugged into this via the HDMI cable, and I plug the power cable in, and I just have it off to the side constantly plugged in. And that's pretty much how I game on it. And because it's a little bit further away from me, those fan noises don't seem as loud. Now, you can also power this device using an external power bank. So this is the Charge power bank. I think it has around 25,000 milliamps, and these ports are capable of 140 watt output. So if I set this off to the side and then plug it in, you can see that once it starts charging, it goes back into turbo mode, and I can get some of that nice juicy performance. And one thing that I really like is you can just flip this into silent mode if you don't want your fans making all that noise. Maybe people are sleeping around you, or you just don't want to hear those fans blowing. You can put this into silent mode, and you can see if I go to my task manager, we're at around 60% of the GPU, so we're not even stressing it that hard. And you can see we still have just under 100 to 135 frames right now, so it's still definitely very playable. And if you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of FPS, you can completely remove those fan noises and extend the battery life for a longer gaming session. All right, guys, now let's talk about the battery life on here, because this machine, when it comes to battery, has been absolutely amazing. I have easily gotten full day usage out of this device just doing light tasks like, again, browsing the web, checking my emails, and just watching some videos. It's got a great battery life on here. Now, if you're going to be gaming on it, it's of course going to burn through the battery much quicker, but it's still a very good battery considering I was able to get about an hour and a half to even 2 hours of playing WoW on here at the performance profile, not on the silent one, which is definitely nothing to sneeze at. But I think it's pretty common knowledge that if you want the best performance and sustained performance out of here, you're definitely gonna wanna have this plugged into a power source. And it's really nice that you can use something like this external power bank. Now, as far as what I don't like about this tablet, there's very little to complain about, especially considering that it absolutely delivers on the promise. And this is by far the best 2-in-1 gaming tablet out there. It is absolutely able to push amazing performance and give you great gameplay at high FPS with high resolution settings, but its only few drawbacks are the fact that it has a micro SD card here. I wish this was a full-size SD card, but if you're not a content creator or a photographer, you probably don't care about this at all. Also, the keyboard on here, it has a built-in RGB lighting, but it's very dim. It hardly shines through. Even in the dark, it's kind of hard to see. Again, not a big complaint, but I definitely wish it was a little bit brighter, although that would definitely affect the battery life, so I guess it's kind of a trade-off there. And the last complaint is, of course, the trackpad. Again, like I said earlier, it's just not the best feeling trackpad, but again, this wasn't built as a productivity machine, and it's not exactly a MacBook competitor. I don't think the trackpad is the most important thing on here. And most likely you are probably going to be using a mouse like I am as well, especially if you have this connected to an external keyboard and a monitor and you want to use this as kind of like a workstation. But there you go, guys. That's the Asus ROG Z13 Flow. Definitely an absolutely capable machine. I am very impressed with what they have done here. And this is probably going to continue to be just my main workstation setup from now on. I'm just going to have this plugged into my computer, use an external keyboard and mouse, and use this for my everyday work. But that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.